Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to Peter Watches TV. And today I want to talk about the Netflix hit Eric that is currently on the top 10 list on Netflix. It came out, I think, last Friday, and it is currently number 2 on the top 10 in the United States. And I have to tell you how I got into this show. So I saw an ad for this show like 2 weeks ago or something, and so I added it to my list of all the shows that I'm going to binge this summer. And then the other day I was talking to my friend Tanya Jean. I can't remember what day this was. I think this was maybe Sunday I was talking to Tanya, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "I can't get off the couch." And I was like, "What do you mean you can't get off the couch?" And she goes, "I started watching this show like 2 or 3 episodes ago." And she was like, "I cannot stop watching it." And I was like, "What's the show?" And she goes, "It's called Eric." And I said, "Oh my God, that's on my list. Like, I want to watch it. Is it really that good?" And she's like, "Yeah." But I wanted to watch, maybe it was Saturday, I don't remember, but I wanted to watch The Jinx 2 because I'd watched The Jinx 1, the true crime documentary, and The Jinx 2 just came out, and all the episodes, all 6 episodes of The Jinx 2 are out on HBO Max, so I wanted to watch that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch The Jinx 2. I'm going to do that video over here as well, my review of The Jinx 2. But I was like, about Robert Durst and the murders. So I was like, I want to watch The Jinx 2, and then I'll start watching Eric. So what was last night? Sunday night? Okay, so would have been Saturday night. I watched Eric. I started it, and I started it the night before. I watched like the first 10 minutes of it, and then I stopped it and went to bed, because I think I started it after I finished The Jinx 2. And then, so it would have been... wait. Last night was Sunday night, and okay, I did not watch it last night. So it would have been Saturday night. I watched like the rest of episode 1 and the other, I think it's 6 episodes total. So the other 5 episodes of Eric. It is absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I said to my friend Tanya, I called her, I was like, it was so good. She goes, "Wasn't it so good?" I said, "You know what's so interesting is," I said, there aren't really that many great movies that are coming out anymore, but then you have a TV series like Eric that is so fantastically done and has such great messages in it and things like that. And, but like she's like, "Yeah, there's no movies that she just went and saw Planet with the Apes with her son." She's like, "There's no movies I even want to see in the movie theater anymore." She was like, "But there's TV shows that are fantastic." It was so fantastically done. One of my friends texted me and she was like, "I didn't like the ending. I thought it was corny." And I go, "What was corny about it?" And she's like, it was unrealistic. And I'm like, it's a TV show. It's a TV show. Okay. Everything's not going to be realistic. So let me go in here to the Netflix before I get in here. Well, the Netflix blog, and read to you. It says, "Eric, everything to know about Benedict Cumberbatch's new series. This is a story about people finding their home," is his quote. "Benedict Cumberbatch has a new mystery on his hands. The Oscar nominee stars in the 6-episode limited series Eric, available to stream on Netflix now. Created by BAFTA and Emmy Award winner Abby Morgan, The Hour, The Iron Lady, The Split, the thriller follows a desperate father as he battles his demons on the vibrant, dangerous, and intoxicating streets of 80s New York in a race to bring home his missing son. This is a story about people finding their home," said Cumberbatch. "Whether it's a child, a homeless person, a gay black cop, a wife in an unhappy marriage, or even Eric on the show, it's all about finding a place." What is Eric about? Vincent, played by Cumberbatch, is one of New York's leading puppeteers and creator of the hugely popular children's television show Good Day Sunshine. Okay, so it's very much like Sesame Street back in the day, and it's all these puppets, and it shows them like filming it, and he's a creator of the show, and he's also a puppeteer. So he makes puppets, he comes up with their storylines and things like that. But his life unravels when his 9-year-old son, whose name's Edgar in the show, goes missing on the way to school. Eric is a dark and crazy journey into the heart of 80s New York and the good, bad, and ugly world of Vincent, played by Cumberbatch, Morgan told Netflix. Struggling to cope with the loss of his son, Edgar, Vincent becomes increasingly distressed and volatile. Full of self-loathing and guilt over Edgar's disappearance, he clings to his son's drawings of a blue monster puppet, Eric, convinced that if he can get Eric on TV, then Edgar will come home. As Vincent's progressively destructive behavior alienates his family, his work colleagues, and the detectives trying to help him, it's Eric, a delusion of necessity, who becomes his only ally in the pursuit to bring his son home. When I pitched the idea of a New York puppeteer on a quest to... I was saying this to my friend Tanya. I was like, who comes up with these ideas? Like, this is unbelievable. When I pitched the idea of a New York puppeteer on a quest to find his missing son with a 7-foot-tall blue monster in tow, it's to Netflix's eternal credit that they jumped on board, Morgan tells Tudum. Eric is a deep dive into the 80s Big Apple, grappling with rising crime rates, internal corruption, police corruption, endemic racism, a forgotten underclass, and the AIDS epidemic, exposing the divisions rife between parents searching for their child, a detective battling with a system that is broken, and a lost boy who may never come home, and ask where the real monsters lie, with puppets Lots of puppets, it says. So this is the show. Okay, so it's about this guy named Vincent, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and his wife, who's played by Gabby Hoffman, who I hadn't seen in movies since like 200 Cigarettes that came out like in 2000. Do you guys remember that movie with Courtney Love and all that? Paul Rudd, I think, is in there. It's fantastic. It has one of my favorite scenes ever, which is with Martha Plimpton, and she's hosting a New Year's. It all takes place on New Year's Eve, and she's hosting a New Year's party, and she's watching like the Summer of 42, and the line that love means never having to say you're sorry, and she throws a drink at the TV. It's like one of the best scenes ever in a movie. But if you've never seen 200 Cigarettes, it's fantastic. But Gabby Hoffman at that time probably was 18 or 19. She's I think she's 10 years younger than me, and so because I'm gonna be 52, and I think she's 10 years younger than me now. So she plays the mother, and they have a very dysfunctional relationship. He is an absolute alcoholic in the show. And I don't really want to spoil it for anybody in case nobody's seen it. And so they have this fight, and then the next morning their son goes to school and he's missing. So this cop gets involved in trying to find the case, and it goes into his personal life. He has a partner that's dying of AIDS, and it goes into a lot of like homophobia and racism within the NYPD, the New York Police Department, and what's going on with that in the 80s, and that missing white children are more important than missing black children to the NYPD, and the sentiment of that. And it all kind of revolves around the NYPD and this club that they don't really ever come out and say it's a gay club, but there's like a gay sex ring that's like running out of this club, and prostitution and missing kids. And that's like the thriller. I mean, it's absolutely 100% a thriller. And then it's all about homeless people, and homeless people living in the tunnels and the subway tunnels underneath New York City. And that this mayor is trying to remove the homeless people off the streets of New York City, and that Vincent's father is like a real estate developer. I mean, it goes so deep, but it's not difficult to like understand or watch. And so woven between this thriller is the idea that Edgar, Vincent's son, wanted he draws this picture. He draws as well, like his dad. He draws a picture of this monster named Eric, okay? And it's this like hulking monster that's very like kind of like deep voice and growly, and can be mean but also can be very sweet. And so it's really like, you know from the very beginning, it's really like he sees his father this way. And so when he goes missing, his dad believes that if he can just get this puppet approved by the station and get him on TV, if Edgar is like ran away, not missing, or wherever he is, he'll come home because he'll see Eric on TV. But what really happens is the whole time that he's looking for his son, he kind of like sinks deeper and deeper into drinking and drugging. And he also has mental health issues. And so he constantly thinks, he has these hallucinations that this Eric, the puppet, has come to life and is like with him at all times, talking to him, leading him, telling him what to do. And so, and it's partly because of his addiction, and it's partly because of mental health issues, and also the distress that he's going through with losing his son. Now, I thought when this started, when the puppet comes out and he's like talking to Benedict Cumberbatch, I was like, oh, not one of these shows. I can't do one of these movies. But I'm going to tell you, it absolutely 100% works. It works, and it works so cathartically for the movie. It is, or for the show. It feels like a movie. It feels like you watched a movie. I mean, this TV show addresses so many issues, okay? It addresses, homophobia. It addresses the AIDS crisis. It addresses police corruption to do with homophobia and racism. It addresses like prostitution within New York City and homophobia. It addresses addiction. It fully addresses addiction, okay, in this show, and cathartic responses to addiction. It addresses marriage and divorce, and what do we do after, before, through the middle of that, and how our kids are affected by that. It addresses like who we can trust based on who we know, what we know about people. It's so much more than a thriller, but at its heart, it is a fantastic thriller. It was so good. I like binge watched it like that. I mean, I could not believe how good it was. So anyway, I would highly recommend that. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I will tell you, there wasn't really anything in this show that I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I will tell you, so when you see it in the show, the moment where the main detective, turns around the TV and plays the videotape, I was like, my husband was asleep upstairs and I had my AirPods on. I was like, yes! I love a TV show like that. I love a TV show that people think I get passionate on my other channels. I get so passionate watching TV, and this was a show that got me very, very passionate. I'm crying. There's scenes at the end in the park where I'm bawling my eyes out. The end of it that my friend thought was corny, I'm bawling my eyes out. As unrealistic as it was, I thought it was very, very endearing. And it didn't even seem that unrealistic to me at the ending. I thought it was a fantastic show. I would highly recommend it. Not a kid's show at all. Not a kid's show. It's definitely an adult show. Most of the shows I cover over here are adult shows, and all my videos are marked not made for kids. So anyway, if you've watched it, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please, in the comments, don't try to ruin it for anybody with spoilers or anything. I'm going to try to leave this one spoiler free. Most of my videos over here have spoilers in them, but this one, because I just came out and I want people to watch it, I will try to make it spoiler free. So, all right, I hope I did. I don't think I ruined anything. I don't. There's so many surprises in this, I couldn't have ruined it for you. And it's just beautifully done. And it has a lot to do with like family relationships with not just him and his son, but him with his dad, him with his mom, things like that. It's fantastically done. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.